Hey everyone, before we dive into this story, please hit that subscribe button on my channel to stay updated with more gripping tales. At long last, she faced the consequences of her actions. For years, she'd been pushing the limits. The sound of my brother Xavier's clapping reverberated through the banquet hall as our father's fist slammed into my jaw, sending me sprawling into the dessert table while 68 guests stood frozen in shock. Unbeknownst to them, the FBI director, whose son I'd quietly rescued from drowning last summer, had slipped me his private number. And the proof I'd been collecting about my family's human trafficking network was poised to shatter their entire operation. Blood pooled in my mouth as Dad seized a handful of my hair, dragging me across the floor toward the exit. My scalp burned in agony, but I stayed silent. I'd learned early on that crying out only worsened things. Through the blur of pain, I glimpsed faces, colleagues from Xavier's law firm, relatives, friends, my aunt shakily filming the scene on her phone. You think you can threaten this family? You want to play informant? Dad's voice was a menacing snarl as he pulled me past tables of stunned onlookers. I'll show you what happens to traitors in the Castillo clan. Xavier stood near the podium, still toasting his new role as partner, champagne glass in hand. Exactly, Dad. Maybe now she'll learn to keep quiet about family matters. Family matters. That's what they called smuggling teenage girls through our chain of modeling agencies. That's what they called falsified papers, stolen passports, and girls vanishing into exclusive overseas contracts, never to be seen again. Dad yanked me through the emergency exit into the alley behind the hotel. The metal door clanged shut, muffling the stunned whispers from inside. He let go of my hair only to shove me against the brick wall. Think you're clever, he hissed, pressing his forearm against my throat. Poking around, copying files. Did you really think I wouldn't catch you snooping in the office? I spat blood onto his $5,000 suit. The Lambert family noticed when their daughter never returned from her Milan opportunity. His face blanched, then flushed with fury. He reared back for another blow, but this time I was prepared. I ducked and rolled, phone in hand. Touch me again, I gasped, and this live stream goes viral. 12,000 followers watching right now, Dad. Hello, everyone. This is Miguel Castillo, CEO of Castillo Model Management, currently attacking his daughter Elena for uncovering his trafficking of minors. He lunged for my phone, but I was ready. 3 years of Krav Maga, paid for in cash under a false name, had prepared me. I dodged and sprinted, heels clicking on the damp pavement as I raced to my car. Behind me, the emergency door burst open. Let her go, Xavier shouted. She's bluffing. Little Elena doesn't have the guts to betray us. I reached my car, locked myself inside, and ended the fake live stream. It wasn't real, but the threat worked. My hands trembled as I touched my swelling jaw, feeling the blood still trickling from where Dad's ring had sliced my cheek. In the rearview mirror, I saw them in the alley, father and son, accomplices in crimes that would horrify their colleagues inside. I pulled out my phone and scrolled to a contact labeled simply JH. Director James Harrison picked up on the second ring. Elena, it's almost midnight. It's time, I said. They just attacked me at Xavier's promotion party at the Ritz-Carlton. 68 witnesses, multiple recordings. And sir, I have everything. 3 years of evidence, uploaded to the cloud link I'm sending now. Silence stretched as he absorbed the news. 6 months earlier, I'd saved his 8-year-old son from a riptide at Montauk Beach while photographing evidence of one of our model's escape attempts. I nearly drowned saving the boy. At the hospital, Director Harrison had pressed his card into my hand. Anything you ever need, he'd said. How bad is it, he asked now. 167 girls over 5 years, ages 14 to 19. Mostly runaways, foster kids, undocumented immigrants. The lucky ones end up in forced labor. The others, I couldn't finish. Where are you? Ritz parking lot. They're probably searching for me. Head to the federal building. I'll have a team ready. Elena, are you hurt? I touched my jaw, wincing. Nothing permanent. But Director Harrison, when this happens, it has to be swift. They've got girls in holding spots right now. At least 12 at the Pier 47 warehouse. Got it. Get moving. And Elena, you did the right thing. I drove through deserted streets, constantly checking my mirrors. As I neared the federal building, my phone buzzed with messages. Mom, what have you done? Xavier, you're dead to us. Dead. An unknown number. This is Vanessa from Xavier's firm. Is it true about the trafficking? My cousin went to a Castillo casting call and never came back. Inside the federal building, a tactical team was already assembled. Director Harrison stood at the center, his expression grim. Miss Castillo, he said formally, tell us everything. For 3 hours, I detailed the operation. The legitimate modeling agency as a front, scouts targeting vulnerable girls, fake contracts promising global careers, handlers confiscating passports for safekeeping, private jets delivering girls to buyers in Eastern Europe, the Middle East, South America. Your father runs this? Agent Martinez asked, eyeing the organizational chart I'd created. He started it. Xavier handles the legal side. Contracts that trap the girls, shell companies to launder the money. My mother oversees the training facilities where they break the girls' spirits before shipping them out. How long have you been inside this? Born into it, I said, voice bitter. But I only realized the truth 3 years ago when I saw them force a girl named Cassie into a van. She was sobbing, begging. They claimed she was overreacting about her big break in Paris, but something felt off. I dug deeper. There was no Paris contract, no modeling job. Cassie Torres vanished the moment she entered that van. Director Harrison reviewed my evidence, financial records, shipping manifests, photos of missing girls, communications with buyers. This is enough for RICO charges, he said. Conspiracy, trafficking, money laundering, fraud. Your entire family is finished. Good, I said, though speaking tugged at my split lip. We need to act tonight, Agent Martinez added. If they know she's turned, they'll flee. I nodded. Dad keeps a jet on standby. One call, and they're in a non-extradition country. Then we don't give them that chance, Harrison said, turning to his team. I want simultaneous raids, the Castillo residence, agency offices, the warehouse, all known holding sites. And round up everyone at that party. They're potential witnesses now. As the team mobilized, Harrison pulled me aside. You know what this means, don't you? Witness protection. Your old life is gone. I thought of that life. Designer clothes bought with blood money. Family dinners discussing human cargo logistics over dessert. The denial I'd clung to until Cassie's terrified face broke through. It's been gone for a while, I said. I just hadn't let it go. By 4 a.m., the raids were in motion. From monitors in the federal building, I watched tactical teams storm locations across the city. The Pier 47 warehouse held 14 girls, ages 15 to 19, slated for transport within 48 hours. At the Castillo home, my parents were caught burning documents in the fireplace. Xavier was arrested at his girlfriend's apartment, still in his celebration suit, cocaine strewn across the coffee table. At the Ritz-Carlton, agents found half the party still there, buzzing about the assault they'd witnessed. My aunt had recorded it all and persuaded others to share their videos. Your father's attack is viral, Agent Martinez told me. Hashtag Castillo assault is trending. Xavier's firm has already issued a statement cutting ties. By 6 a.m., it was over. The Castillo empire, built on the pain of children, had crumbled in under 6 hours. In the break room, staring at an untouched coffee, I heard Director Harrison's quiet voice. 37 girls recovered from various sites. All alive. You saved them, Elena. I should have acted sooner. You were raised in it, conditioned to see it as normal. Breaking free at all is extraordinary. He sat opposite me. Your father wants to see you. Says he'll trade his overseas contacts for a meeting. I looked up. Those contacts were the buyers, men who purchased girls for unthinkable purposes. Monitored visit? Full security. You don't have to do this. But I did, for Cassie, for the 14 girls in the warehouse, for all those I couldn't save. 2 hours later, I faced my father in an FBI interview room. His designer suit was gone, replaced by detention center orange. The man who'd terrorized me my whole life seemed smaller, diminished. You ruined us, he said flatly. No, you ruined yourselves the moment you treated people like merchandise. I leaned forward, letting him see the bruises he'd left. I understood when I was 7 and you said some people matter and others don't. I understood at 15 when I saw you discipline a girl who tried to escape. I understood at 20 when I realized the modeling contracts were slavery agreements. I understood. I just refused to accept it anymore. Your brother was a partner. Your mother was planning a charity gala. We had a good life, built on misery. I stood. Give them the overseas contacts, Dad. It's the only decent thing you'll ever do. Maybe it'll shave a few years off your sentence. Elena, that's not my name anymore. It was true. The U.S. Marshals were already preparing my new identity. Elena Castillo died in that alley when her father struck her for having a conscience. I walked out without looking back. The trial spanned 2 years. I testified via video from an undisclosed location, watching my family's crimes exposed to the world. 168 victims identified. 89 recovered and returned home. 15 confirmed dead. The rest likely lost forever. Dad received life without parole. Mom got 40 years. Xavier, 35. The modeling agency was dismantled, its assets sold to fund survivor restitution. The night the verdicts came down, Director Harrison called. It's over. How do you feel? I had a new name, a new city, a job helping trafficking survivors. I hadn't contacted anyone from my old life in 2 years. Some nights, I woke feeling my father's fist, my scalp burning from his grip. But then I'd think of the warehouse girls, the survivors' emails thanking me. The certainty that the Castillo trafficking ring would never harm another child. Free, I said. Finally, I'm free. That night at the Ritz-Carlton, my father struck me for daring to expose the family business. He dragged me out by my hair while my brother cheered and 68 people stood by. One phone call later, I dismantled an international trafficking network. My face healed. My hair grew back. My family went to prison. And somewhere, 89 girls were living free because I found the courage to make that call. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't just thriving. It's ensuring those who hurt you can never hurt anyone else again, even if they're your own family, especially then.